Okay, I'm back with another story, another scenario that happens far too often because of these ridiculous regulations that bureaucrats like to impose, knowing that they will never be held accountable. So imagine that you have a brewery in North Carolina, but suddenly the state government forces you to give up control of your own product. That's what's been going on in North Carolina. So before 2019, beer breweries that produced over 25,000 barrels per year had to allow wholesalers to handle all of their distribution, which cost them over 30% of revenue and cost them control of their product. They didn't get to decide how they were distributed, where they were to go, all that stuff, just because they were productive and produced a certain number of barrels. Old Mecklenburg Brewery delayed a $10 million expansion simply because they were approaching this cap, this 25,000 barrel cap. Obviously, this harmed jobs. It prevented them from growing, from serving their community, all that stuff. Now, in 2019, the cap was raised to 50,000 barrels, which allowed more breweries to finally start growing freely. But the thing is, there's still that cap. So if you go above that, now you still have to turn over your operation to another distributor that is approved by the government, ostensibly. A larger brewery still face mandatory third-party distribution beyond that. Now, this matters. This is just one example, but it matters because economic freedom is at stake here. Regulations should never force small businesses into costly contracts that harm competition and growth, especially when there's no need for it, especially if no people's rights are being violated. That's the thing. Most of these regulations that they apply don't actually serve a purpose other than benefiting certain people who lobby for them. That's why North Carolina's REINS Act, which they're working on right now, looks like it might pass. Hopefully it does. This REINS Act would allow these types of regulations that are put in place by bureaucrats who don't answer to voters. It would place a lot of those regulations under the scrutiny of the state legislature so that lawmakers can vote to approve them or to deny them. These lawmakers are subject to accountability from the public, who will vote them out if they support horrible regulations. So the REINS Act needs to pass. If you live in North Carolina, again, you got to start leaning on your lawmakers. You got to support freedom, support the REINS Act, and get rid of this tyranny by bureaucracy.